a Mirror Brothers production, SpiderMan, Untold Sin, the novel, introduction. Hey guys, it's me Vinny B. I'm writing this book for you, the fans of the Sin Trilogy. This book will be a novelization of the movies we've made as well as an expansion on the universe, covering all the details we weren't able to put into the movie. I'm a really good person, so I make good movies. What's a movie? You're about to find out. My full fan film is available on YouTube Mirror Brothers Productions. Before we begin Spider-Man's newest adventure, I'm going to explain how to make a really good fan film, like I've done. Hi, if you're like me, you love a good movie. Some of my favorites are Star Wars, Godfather, Batman, The Dark Knight, and The Avengers. But what do these directors have that you don't? Money. If you've seen my movie Spider-Man, Untold Sin, you would know the only thing separating me from the greats is that they have more money than me. But don't worry, that's what this book is here for. With this easy-to-follow step-by-step guidebook on how to make a great movie without a budget, you could be making movies as great as mine, if not better. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Hi, my name is Vinny B. A few years ago, my best friend, Charlie Q, and I decided we would start our own production studio after we couldn't get our passion project funded. We wanted to make a dark, more realistic Spider-Man. When no studio would fund our project, we founded Mirror Brothers Productions. Me and my friend pulled together our own money, and without our budget in place, we went out to make our dream a reality. The end results were better than we could ever imagine. If you were to tell me 2 years ago that one day I would make my own Spider-Man movie, I might not have believed you. The only thing holding our movie back was the budget, but without a small budget in mind, you realize how good our movie actually became. We found the best actors around. I took acting classes at college, so I was really good at it. I used metaphors throughout the project to reflect the tragedy of Peter Parker's life. But who am I kidding? If you're reading this book, you must have seen my movie. But enough about me. Let's talk about how to make a good movie with no budget. Step 1. Have a good idea. You won't make it big without a good idea. Hollywood wants people with good ideas, not people with bad. This is the first step in making a good movie, but don't just take my word for it. It took me weeks to come up for the right story when I set out to create Spider-Man, Untold Sin. The final product came out great. Check it out if you haven't. If you're asking yourself at this point how you could come up with a good idea, let me explain how I did it. I started to meditate twice every day, 20 minutes in a dark room. This allows all of the bad thoughts to fall out of your head, making room for the good ones. You will have so much clarity. Next, I write. As you can probably already tell, I'm really good with words. This is because I write a lot. I write every night. We can't be lazy. If you want to be lazy, you're in the wrong industry. Making movies is about hard work and dedication. You can't abandon your movie. Your movie is like having a baby. You're the parent. Also, you need to watch Hollywood movies every day to figure out why they work. For example, watch Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom tonight. Tomorrow I want you to write an essay on why it was so good. You can email that essay to mirrorbrothersproductions@gmail.com. It is good. Ideas don't come naturally to everyone though. If you can't have good ideas, you might be in the wrong field of work. You have to have good ideas. Your ideas cannot be too crazy. Also, if you don't have access to a school bus, you shouldn't write a movie with a school bus. I wrote Spider-Man and had a Spider-Man costume on the ready. That's why that movie turned out so good. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie because it is what I like about the character. So don't be afraid of how you think others might view your work. Write for yourself. Maybe it will turn out good. If not, throw it away. Write it again. Give it to your friends to see what they think. Email it to me at mirrorbrothersproductions@gmail.com. I'll tell you what I think and I will help doctor any script you send me. Step 2. Have a script. You gotta write everything. All the dialogue. That way you guys know what you're filming. When I first started making short films, I didn't have a script. I would tell the actors to say what they wanted and it didn't work out. When I came up with the idea for Spider-Man, Untold Sin, I knew I had to write it down. When Christopher Nolan came up with the idea for The Dark Knight, I bet he wrote it. Writing a script is a great tool in making a good movie. The script has to be good as well. The lines need to flow. The actors able to play off each other. Let it be a natural conversation. The dialogue needs to sound real so the audience believes it. Let it be a natural conversation. That's what Richard Linklater did with his movie Boyhood. He made it feel real. If you want your movie to be good, it needs to feel real. The more realistic your movie, the better. You can make it more fantastical if you want, but it might be bad if you don't have a budget. When writing your movie, make it work for what you have around you. I was able to do a Spider-Man movie because I had a Spider-Man suit. They wrote nonstop because they had a train. Look at what you have around you. A cat. Put it in the script. A car. Put it in the script. You can make a good script out of just about anything. This goes back to having a good idea though. If you don't have a good idea, you can't have a good script. These ideas need to build one on top of the other. Think of making a movie like building Legos. You have all of these pieces I'm giving you, but it's up to you to put them together. If you have the free time, read some scripts, look at how they're written. If you can't format a script well, you'll be the laughing stock of the film industry. You don't want to do that, so make sure you have a very good script. It will make your movie a lot better. Which brings me to the next step, which is very important. Step 3. Step 3. Have good actors. The biggest telling sign that you have a bad movie is how good your actors are. In my movie, Spider-Man, Untold Sin, and its sequel, Spider-Man, Terminal Retribution, we had the best actors we could find. I got really lucky each time. Their great acting is what makes the movie work. I've had people tell me that they thought our Harry Osborn was the real Harry Osborn, which was a great compliment. I was very excited when I was told that. Unfortunately, if you can't have good actors, you can't have a good movie. Think of The Godfather. That movie is one of my favorites. It has good actors that make it work. Having good actors won't make your movie good though, but it will make it better. I have good actors in all of my movies. The only bad actor I had was my girlfriend in Spider-Man, Untold Sin. She was very bad. I had to delete her scene. That's the only scene I've ever deleted from a movie, so you know it must have been bad. I did have to trim a scene in Spider-Man, Untold Sin as well. Peter Parker is working on his webs. We had to cut it short though due to time constraints. It was a really good scene though. Maybe one day I'll release the full version of the scene, but not the scene with my girlfriend. That scene came out very bad. I did not like it at all. My friends did not either. My girlfriend liked it though. My friends really liked the extended version of the scene where Peter Parker fixes his web shooters. I did too, so maybe I'll release a director's cut someday. Sometimes your actors will want to be paid. Tell them to take a hike if they ask this. They're trying to take advantage of you having no budget. You can get someone just as good for free. If you don't have any friends like I do, go to your local theater and ask some of those actors if they want to be in your movie. Someone is bound to say yes. In fact, that's how I met my friend Walter W., who plays Harry Osborn in my movie Spider-Man 2. Terminal Retribution. He was really good in the movie. I didn't have to pay him anything. And you don't either. Find people who will do it for free to cut costs. You'll thank me in the end. If you want to thank me, shoot us an email actually. Step 4. Set your budget. The bad news is you do have to spend a little bit of money to make this look good. The good news is your cell phone has a camera. That's all you need to film. Your phone camera and microphone are very good tools. You can use them. If you guys need costumes, then you can go to the dollar store or Goodwill. Goodwill and Dollar Tree are also great for props, but you can go anywhere for props. A prop is short for property, and it's what actors use on stage. For example, if you have a scene where everyone is about to eat a turkey, you need a prop turkey. You can make one of these too. If you need to make your prop, go to a craft store. All of this will be a part of your budget, so figure out your budget before you start making your movie. You might want to set your budget before you write your script, so if you can't afford a turkey, you don't write a scene with a turkey. You know what I mean. Step 5. Start making your movie. You're almost ready. You have a great idea, a great script, great actors. Soon you will have a great movie. Remember to have fun while filming, but don't forget the serious task at hand. This is a serious business, so your work has to be serious, but have fun with it too. Your actors will thank you. We had some long nights while filming Spider-Man, and I became a bit mean. Your actors will respect you more if you aren't mean to them. I know I had a heck of a time trying to get them to act when I was mean, but when I was nice, things went a lot easier. So make sure to always be nice. Don't be afraid to film things a few times either. The best directors do this. This is called different takes. So if you think you had a really good take on set, it might not look as good on camera. So if you film a different take, you have more to choose from when you're editing. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll get to editing next. Remember to have fun. Step 6. Edit your movie. If you have a computer, you can edit your movie. If you have room in your budget, you can buy Adobe's After Effects. That's what I used in my Spider-Man movies. If you can't afford it, Movie Maker or iMovie work just as well. When adding music, download songs you want to use from YouTube. That way you can put your favorite song in your movie. This is the last step. When you're finished editing, your movie is finished. Step 7. Enjoy your movie. You did it. You made a movie. Now it's time to enjoy it. Call your friends over to watch it with you. Set it up in the backyard. You can buy a projector and show it that way. Be sure to make snacks for everyone though. My recommendation for a movie snack is popcorn mixed with peanuts and candy corn. Yummy. If you need more ideas to have a fun premiere party, email me at mirrorbrothersproductions@gmail.com. But party is the subject, so I know what you're talking about. Too many people don't do this, which makes reading emails very difficult. You can submit your movie to film festivals if it's good. That's it. We did it. We made a movie together. Thank you. Thanks for reading. This was a great journey. I had a lot of fun writing this book, and I think it shows. This was the most research I've ever done for a project, so I would like to thank Alan M. for helping me write this. I also want to thank Charlie Q and Walter W. and everyone else over at Mirror Brothers Productions for all of their support. Without them, this would have never been possible. I also want to thank all of the Spider-Man fans for their continued support. Thank you. See you later, webheads. Good luck. Hey, I'll see you in Hollywood. Give me a call when you make it to Hollywood. Good luck.
Charlie's notes. Hey everyone. Charlie Q here. Throughout the book I'll be chiming in with fun facts about the trilogy and other cool technical information that will hopefully help you learn more about filmmaking. It's just like what Stan Lee used to do in the Spider-Man comics. Talk to you soon.
The novel.
Hi, I'm Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood. You know, when I was 13 years old, I got bit by a radioactive spider. My Uncle Ben got shot by some creep, and now I'm Spider-Man. When I first got started in the spider biz, I was a wrestler just trying to make a quick buck.
The wrestling ring is buzzing with excitement. Cheers and cheers for the crown champion. The Winter Soldier. Deadpool. The kingpin of the wrestling world steps out. Hey bozo, Deadpool says to the money man, put money on this spider guy. I think there's something to him. Peter Parker walks out in his hoodie to see his opponent. Winter Soldier, hey tough guy. Freeze. Winter Soldier shouts over at Spider-Man.
I don't think so, goon.
Spider-Man quips back. You ain't going nowhere. Spider-Man goes to hit the Winter Soldier and the soldier dodges. And then it's Spider-Man. You are dumb, Spider. It'll be a cold finish for you. Spider-Man webs him in the face.
Watch what you say.
Deadpool is watching the fight from afar, stroking his mask. Interesting, interesting. Hey bozo, get me a taco. I have to watch the fight. Winter Soldier tries to hit Spider-Man, and Spider-Man flips over him. Spider-Man pins down the Winter Soldier. That's what I call a cold finish, bozo. Deadpool grins. I have to talk to the Spider. As Spider-Man leaves the dressing room, Deadpool stops him. So Spider, how would you like a job?
Doing what? I love a job.
Deadpool hands him a gun. Some people don't deserve to breathe. Catch my drift, Spider Freak.
Whoa, Deadpool, you're talking about murder.
I'm talking about work. Me and Punisher take out those who don't deserve life. Scum, it pays well.
I don't think I can do that.
Well then, I guess I have to pay a certain uncle a visit.
What?
That's right, Spider. I know who you are. No one says no to me.
Deadpool, fine, I'll do it.
Too late. Deadpool runs off.
Oh no.
Peter Parker shouts.
I always have the worst luck.
Charlie's notes. Deadpool was originally set up as far back as Untold Sin, but we ran out of budget to put him in the film. Luckily, he got a special mention in Spider-Man 3, Strange Sins of Madness, and will return.
Deadpool shoots Ben Parker in the street and runs off. Peter goes to comfort his uncle.
Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben.
I'm not gonna make it, Peter.
Uncle Ben, you're gonna make it.
Peter, take my glasses.
Don't talk like that, Uncle Ben.
Goodbye, Peter. Uncle Ben closes his eyes for one last time. Peter is mad. Deadpool will pay. 5 years later, Norman Osborn sits in his favorite chair. This is where he comes to think. Boy, that spider is causing him problems. Big problems. The Spider-Man has been killing his men and preventing Norman Osborn from selling his product. Glomulan Greenton suspecting customers. The drug makes you scared. Max, my child, come here. And walks Max Stillion to do Norman's bidding. Kill the spider. Max used to be a normal person. Then one day at Oscorp he was asked to stay late and hook up failed wires. Too bad for him. He fell into the Ildan and became electric. Max was supposed to be killed and kept a secret, but Norman took pity on the boy. Besides, he was a powerful member of Norman's squad. Max would do whatever Norman said. Norman Osborn, Master, what do you need? I need you to squash the spider. Let me get this straight. You want me to kill Spider-Man? Yes, he's our biggest nightmare. Used to power armor in the armor hall. There will be nothing left, Master. Peter Parker wakes up in his twin-sized bed in his aunt's apartment in Queens, New York. New York is the city of angels, where all the things happen. It's an important place to Peter. His uncle died there 5 years earlier. Oh shoot, he's gonna be late to school. Peter wakes up and brushes his teeth, struggling to throw on his clothes.
Aw heck, Mr. Connors is gonna kill me if I'm late again.
Parker runs out of bed and brushes his teeth. In the mirror, he practices quips for the villains he'll later get to kill.
Hey bozo, watch out for these fists. Here's a toothbrush.
Peter laughs to himself. It is really funny. He runs back to the room to check on his suit. Still here. He doesn't want Aunt May to find it, so he puts it back under the bed. While packing his bag, his aunt asks for him. Peter, you're a handsome man who needs to eat his eggs.
I'm already late, Aunt May. I'll grab breakfast on the way. Love you.
Peter runs out the door and has a look around. No one can see him. Good. He does a spider jump and lands, then takes off. Peter looks really good while running. His muscular legs are throbbing as they pull back and forth. He has the agility of an animal and the speed of an animal. His ripped abs begin to peek out of his buttoned-up shirt. Oops, his butt pressed against the back of his pants as he ran. Flash Thompson is a jerk. He was thinking about kissing girls when he pulls up to Parker being late for school. Running. He slows down pretending to offer him a ride. Hey Parker, want a ride? Not. Flash pulls off towards the school.
What a jerk.
Peter's had enough. He jumps on the roof and puts on his costume. He is Spider-Man.
Woohoo.
He's webbing his way to school.
Watch out for New York. Here comes Spider-Man, backing the boys in blue. Yes.
Just then Spider-Man sees a boy in trouble. Oh, he's being harassed by the villain of Rhino. And Ghost Rider is fighting too.
Boy.
Peter says,
I better go help him out.
Bam, smack, pow. The two of them fight Rhino together. I'll rub you out, Spidey. Rhino shouts.
I don't think so, bub.
Spider-Man responds. Ghost Rider uses his flamethrower to take out the Rhino. Thanks for the help, Spider-Man.
Think you could pay me back with a ride to school?
Yes. Spider-Man hops on the back and Ghost Rider drops him off at school.
Thanks for the lift.
Spider-Man jumps into a bush to change his outfit out of Spider-Man and back into regular Peter Parker. Thumper, just plain old boy again. Nothing special. He runs up to the school and locked.
Late again. Another day absent. Aunt May is gonna kill me.
Just then lightning crashes and lights up the sky. Someone is coming.
That's weird. I didn't know it was supposed to storm today. Better go investigate.
Just then Electro pops up. It's over, Spider-Man. I was sent to kill you.
By who, bozo?
It's over. I will kill you, Spider-Brat.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Spider-Man webs out to Electro, but Electro grabs his webs and electrocutes Spider-Man. Try that again, Spider.
What? What are you? I need to fix this.
Spider-Man webs his way back home. While swinging, he gets a phone call from Mary J.
Hey Tiger.
She says,
Wanna study tonight?
Tonight is not the night for something like that, MJ. Can't you tell I'm busy?
You're right, Tiger. And there's that big storm coming.
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, they just announced it on the news. There's a big storm coming.
Electro.
Who?
I meant electricity, because there's a storm.
You're right, Tiger. Talk to you later.
goodbye.
I need to find time to talk to MJ. I love her and want to have her, but I'm too busy being a spider. Maybe after this mission I can finally retire.
Peter Parker goes back to his shed and makes new web shooters. He tries to make them electric. Success. Time to kill Electro. Parker follows the storm to find where Electro is. Hi, Electro. I knew the storm would lure you out, Parker.
It's over with the Blue Man Group. You're going to ruin the city.
Not the city, just you.
Yeah, I heard that song and dance before.
The two duke it out. It's the battle of the ages. Spider-Man looks so good as he flips over Electro. What a win. Spider-Man webs up the bad guy.
I don't want to have to do this, Electro. Stand down.
Never. Then I guess I'll have to put you down. Spider-Man makes the hard hero's choice and snaps Electro's neck. The end of the villain. He didn't have a choice. Spider-Man now knows he can be done. He decides to take a stroll past Uncle Ben's grave. He remembers when Deadpool sent someone to kill him. He thought Deadpool killed his uncle. Peter found Deadpool and took his head off. Turned out he got the wrong guy. It was one of Deadpool's goons. Deadpool found a new body and is out there somewhere. But Spider-Man isn't his friend anymore. He's left behind that world. The world of sin. He lays his mask down on Uncle Ben's grave and moves on. Spider-Man no more. Now he can finally have MJ. Spider-Man will make her his girl forever. He will have her. Makes Parker happy.
Charlie's notes. We also had Mary Jane in the original script for Untold Sin, but unfortunately had to scrap the idea due to scheduling conflicts. We luckily got to bring her back in Spider-Man 3. Strange Sins of Madness, and the idea wasn't wasted.
1 year later, we are 1 year after the night Spider-Man had to kill Electro. He's been having bad dreams ever since. Peter strokes his new mustache.
Have to stop with the bad dreams. I need to grow up. Jeesh.
Since we've last seen Peter, Aunt May has kicked him out. Where were you last night, Peter? She asked him.
I was cleaning the chimney.
We don't have a chimney, Peter.
Ew,
Peter Parker, you've lied to me for the last time. You're gone.
Aunt May, no.
I love you, Peter, but you are not reliable. Get out.
Please, I need this house.
You're gone, Pete. Goodbye. Ever since he's been living with his best friend, Harry Osborn, it's been a lot on Parker. Peter starts his day at the Daily Bugle. Hi, Mrs. Brent, he says to the lovely lady at the desk. Hey, Pete. She returns with a smile and wink. And Peter thinks,
if only she knew about my spider powers, then she'd be mine.
Parker, sit down. Jameson barks, ruining Peter's daydream. Hello, you're fired.
But why?
Geezer's playing chess. Pigeons in the park. No good.
I thought I'd show New York a side the Bugle can't.
Can't. You're fired. I love you, but you're fired.
But mister, my pictures are really good. I spent hours working on them. Just take a look.
Just then another Bugle employee enters the room. Hey, Jameson. I got your front page right here. Eddie Brock brought it in. Give him $500 for it. Peter looks at the picture and shivers. It's of Spider-Man stealing a bag of money from the bank. But he didn't do it. Who could have gotten that picture? Who was this? Mr. Brock. Peter had to find out. Harry sits in the living room watching TV. Harry loves TV. His favorite movie is The Polar Express. It makes him laugh. Peter comes out into the living room to hang out with his roommate. Oh, hey, Peter. What's going on?
Harry, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make rent this month. Jameson fired me again.
What? When your pictures were so good?
He didn't think so. I tried to tell him that.
Look, you know how my dad owns that pizza place? Tommy's.
Oh boy, Harry, do I ever. You know, that's the best pizza in Brooklyn.
More like Crooklyn if you ask me. Look, if you can get this pizza to him in under 15 minutes, you got the job.
Harry, I won't let you down.
Spider-Man walks outside.
Man, Harry said 15 minutes. I'll never get this pizza to Osborn on time.
Hope nobody recognizes me with this on. Through the air we go. Woohoo! Web slinging is so much fun, Peter thinks.
If only Mary Jane could see him now. She'd finally see how cool I am and would want me to have her. She would finally be mine. Boy, do I ever love her. She has such hot hair and a hot face. Her lips are so full and beautiful. Her body, perky. I love Mary Jane. Yum.
Peter flips past a crime scene, but the police are already taking care of it. Woohoo! No boys in blue. Peter shouts.
I love the police of New York. Keep up the good work, boys. They are really, really good.
I like them.
Wow, look at the time.
Peter lands on the wall of Oscorp and crawls into Norman Osborn's office. He is hunched over, busy at work on something. Peter feels weak in his presence. He's so powerful. Wow.
Mr. Osborn, I have this pizza for you.
Huh? Oh, just put it down over there.
What you working on, Mr. Osborn?
Huh? Just never you mind Bradley Parker. Leave me now.
Mr. Osborn, don't I get a tip?
Huh? Oh, sure. Norman takes out his wallet to tip Peter. It's a $5. Yes. As Norman goes to take out his wallet, Peter notices a small green vial fell out. What is that? Peter uses his sticky powers to swiftly pick it up so Norman doesn't notice. Awesome. Good job, Spider-Man.
Thanks, Mr. Osborn.
Take care, Peter. As Peter hops out the window, he thinks to himself, wow, he needs to get this vial to his lab so he can run reports on it. But what is it? He web slinks to his good friend Dr. Octopus' apartment. He could run some tests for him.
Octopus, I need you to run a test on this. What is it?
Peter, come look at what I made. Octopus shows Peter his new robot arm that's controlled by a chip in his head. Cool, isn't it? He controls the arm to pick up the vial of green goo in Peter's hand. He drops it in his machine. Let me run my test speed. Say, how's that hand of yours?
Back off, creeper.
Hey, Pete, I was only joking. Octopus quips back. Look, the test is done.
Yes, what is it?
Oh dear, I've never seen anything like this before. Here, take it back to where it came from. Don't drink it, Peter. Just put it back. Go, now, on it, Octopus. Norman, it's me. I found Glomulin. He has it. Spider-Man has it. Oh, that's perfect. Just make him drink it and I'll win. Norman cracks back into the phone. Back at the apartment, Peter is showing Harry some of his favorite movies. Hey, Pete, this is really good. Can I borrow a pen to write down the title of this one?
Yeah, there's one in my bag.
He's looking but doesn't see it. But he finds something better. Glomulin green. Hey, Pete, where'd you find this? Peter panics.
Harry, no, you don't understand. Put that back.
Oh, Peter, I need this. You don't understand. I'm dying of cancer.
What? Why wouldn't you tell me about this?
I couldn't. I wasn't allowed. But this will cure me. Down the hatch. Harry, no. Peter watches as the ooze slides down Harry's tight throat. He sees the muscles around Harry's neck twitch as he gulps down the green. Slither deeper into Harry. Harry begins to gurgle. Peter watches as little bubbles of slime come up from Harry's throat and line his big lips. Peter thought it would be kinda cool if this happened to one of the villains. But not Harry. He needed to save him.
Harry, I'll go get help.
Octopus will know what to do.
Doctor, we need you. We Flash Thompson. What are you doing here?
Flash Thompson is standing before Peter. Peter knows he should be scared. Why is Flash here? Where was Octopus? Not Flash. Flash responded. Chameleon. Suddenly Flash's face begins to melt away. A pale white face is staring back into Peter. It was unnerving. Peter could feel his flesh begin to bubble. Who was this man? Peter turned towards the door, slowly backing away. The skin continued to melt off of Flash as he inched closer. Peter, I need you. I need your body, Pete. Come join me. I'm okay, Peter responded.
My body isn't any good. I'm just a nerd.
Suddenly the creature opened its mouth, and a long black tongue oozed out. Peter stared at it, baffled. He turned to run when the tongue wrapped around his leg, pulling him to the ground. There's no time for games, Parker. I need to absorb you. It'll feel good. Like sex. Have you ever had sex, Mr. Parker? Peter shook his head no. Chameleon grinned, flashing rows of sharp white teeth. I have to eat you before I can absorb you, and I have to liquefy you before that. It'll be pleasant.
You can, you monster.
I've done it to your friend Flash Thompson. He loved it. Suddenly the melted flesh forms again around Chameleon's ghostly white face. Before long, Flash was staring at Peter. It feels so good, Peter. Suddenly Peter rips the black tongue from Chameleon's mouth. Suddenly, Chameleon screams in pain. Peter puts on the Spider-Man mask and begins to fight back. Oh yeah. Meanwhile, Harry is transforming. He doesn't understand what's happening. He crawls into the bathtub and begins to throw up on himself. Green goo oozes out of his mouth and onto his belly. He has to take his clothes off. When he's naked, he crawls to the closet where he keeps his dad's armor. His dad told him it'll come in handy one day. Looks like this is the day. Hey, oh well. Harry looks so cool in the new armor. He has become who he was meant to be. The new Goblin. Awesome. Harry knows what he has to do. Kill Spider-Man, better known as Peter Parker. Upstairs, Spider-Man lands some devastating blows on the Chameleon's face. You've learned a lot, Chameleon says and licks his face. Yummy. Too bad I know more. Spider-Man punches back. If you don't stop, I'm going to kill you. Chameleon keeps fighting. Too bad. Peter breaks his neck and he drops to the floor.
Good night, Chameleon.
Good night forever. Peter leaves the room.
Charlie's notes. Due to a low budget, we had to rework Chameleon to be a little bit less scary. But don't worry, we plan to bring this version of Spidey's greatest foe in the near future.
Harry is trying his dad's rocket boots and committing terrorism. Harry is now a terrorist. He blows up this building and that. What a tragedy. Spider-Man has to stop this new goblin. But how? Peter sees this happening from his bedroom window. He has to stop him, but he needs help. Peter set up a meeting with Wolverine in Central Park. He watches himself in a mirror practicing tough guy lines. Hey, bozo. Wolverine is tough, so Peter needs to be too. Suddenly, Wolverine appears.
Hey, Wolverine, I need your help.
Wolverine is destroying the city. You have to help me. Wolverine, please. I need help. Spider-Man blocks every hit.
Wolverine cut it out.
Not Wolverine. Suddenly the Wolverine skin begins to bubble and melt, slipping down to the ground. That same white monster face is shown Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Not you again.
Wow, takes care of that.
Just as Peter thought all of his problems were solved, another one was just beginning. Harry Osborn, the Green Goblin, he sneaks up behind Spider-Man and wraps the goblin bow around his feet. Time to fly, Parker.
Whoa, hey.
Let me down from here. They fly over Central Park, Times Square, Brooklyn Bridge, before landing on the monument, the Statue of Liberty. But there was no liberty on this night. Goblin was going to kill Peter Parker. Peter, you have to choose. Save a random person tonight and I'll kill you.
Goblin, no, I won't let you.
But I've already done it. Peter leaps up and punches the goblin. The goblin fights back. That was unexpected. Manageable. Peter webs him. Wait, Spider-Man, I have to tell you something. Your uncle's killer. It was me. Could it be? Spider-Man knew Deadpool had a gun for hire. Could it have been Harry? I was only pretending to be your friend so you wouldn't find out. Spider-Man hates liars and people who lie about being your friend. You shouldn't lie and pretend to be someone's friend. Whenever anybody lies about something like that, Spider-Man will get his revenge on them. So you better watch out. He'll kill. He hits a goblin in the jaw. But wait, what if the globulins was making Harry lie? Better give him the antidote he developed in Octavio's lab.
Drink it, Harry.
No, please. Too late. Harry was cured. It was time for Spider-Man to sleep. He had no idea what was in store for him tomorrow. The next morning, Spider-Man hears someone trying to break into his window. He only wanted rest. Who could this bozo be breaking into Spider-Man's house? He went up to the window, unafraid. He knew he could take this guy down if he had to. But the face he saw sent a chill up his neck. It was Frank Castle. The punishment. Spider-Man knew Frank showing up meant business, but Spider-Man didn't know what. Frank's family was killed in the street, and Frank made his whole life getting the guys who did it and punishing them. He would punish every man, woman or child if it meant his freedom, but he would never punish the good. That is until Deadpool came along and hired Frank as his own personal muscle. Frank punishes whoever Deadpool told him to, and if your name was on that list, watch out. Frank always finishes a punishment. Spider-Man, we have to talk.
I don't think so, bozo.
Spider-Man runs out the door with the punish following. Frank does a really cool flip and lands in front of Spider-Man. It's been a long time coming, pal. Frank pulls out his gun and Spider-Man webs the gun out of his hands. Wow, look at him go. He's really cool. Spider-Man knows there's only one place he can go at a time like this. Octopus' apartment. He'll know what to do. Peter went upstairs and knocked on Octopus' door. No answer. That was okay though. He had the key. Good job, Peter. But his punishment was closed behind him. Yikes. Spider-Man shuts the door. Octopus was not around. Peter's punishment kicks open the door. Spider-Man, we need to talk.
I think you're looking for more than just talking bozo, and I'm not ready for action yet. Spider-Man flips.
I just woke up. Punishment. He was gonna have to do this the hard way. He grabbed Punish and threw his head into a wall.
I'll kill you.
No, Spider-Man, don't. Deadpool sent me. Spider-Man tightened his grip around Frank's throat.
What does Deadpool want?
He sent me to warn you. Look, Spider-Man turns into Octopus' closet. It was Mysterio. He was building the multiverse. But why? To take over. Mysterio opened a portal and drew Frank in. Save yourself, Spider-Man. Frank said, I will. Spider-Man went to run. But it was too late. Another portal opened, drawing Spider-Man in. His DNA mixed with the multiverse, causing the great awakening of his multiversal twin to appear in Peter's reality. His name was Ben Reilly. Ben woke up in this new dimension and didn't know where he was.
Hello, it's Ben Reilly.
Where's everyone? Since he knew his way around Central Park, he figured he would jog out of there and run to Aunt May's house. That was a place he recognized. When he got to Aunt May's door, he was scared. He hasn't seen Aunt May since she got shot and killed defending him from those muggers. Yikes, what a hard story to think about. Ben knew it was time for business. He walked in and was amazed at how pretty this new Aunt May's house was. His Aunt May was poor, but his new Aunt May wasn't. I could get used to this, Peter thought to himself. Wow, what a life I'm living, being this universe's new Spider-Man. As long as Peter Parker is gone, I'd better stay. Ben walks around his new home when he notices a man sitting on his couch. Ben Reilly, we have to talk.
Who are you?
Strange. Stephen Strange. We have to go to Strangefort and fix the multiverse. Will you help me?
Yes, but first I have to go to school. I don't want anyone knowing Peter Parker is missing.
I see that once you've made up your mind about something, you cannot be convinced otherwise. Very well. I shall see you tomorrow, Parker. Dr. Strange vanished into a puff of smoke. Wow. Peter woke up the next day, ready and eager to learn. He hoped out the door, and he looked very good while doing it. Ben wore the tightest pants he could find that day.
Man, this Peter guy must look like a baby. He doesn't have any clothes that will fit over my tight, muscular body.
Ben slowly pulled his pants up, having them slide across his buttocks. Ouch. He eventually was able to get them to fit. He looked so good.
Shoot, look at the time. Gonna be late.
Ben runs out the door similarly to how Peter used to run out of the door. Maybe our heroes weren't so different after all. Ben ran like a gazelle. He had the wind glide across him. His muscular chest looked as if it was ready to pop open the buttons on his shirt. Wow, Ben was almost to school when he ran into her. Mary Jane Watson. The only girl who mattered. Hey, Tiger. Ben wasn't ready.
Mary Jane, I thought you were dead.
Huh.
I thought you were wed, married.
No.
Oh.
Haha, you're such a silly tiger. I like blonde hair. Looks sexy. She smiled and ruffled his hair.
Haha, so are you late for school to MJ?
I graduated.
Oh, right, me too.
Are you okay, Peter?
Yes, I'm okay, but I really gotta go. Can't you see I'm gonna be late for school?
I'm so sorry. Wait, before you go, would you want to grab coffee with an old friend, Petey?
Sounds great. Wow, thanks so much. Goodbye.
Peter did not have a good day at school. First, he got punched. He knew that if he beat this guy up, he would reveal his secret. So he didn't. But he knew he could if he had to. Then he outsmarted his teacher and got everything right. Mr. Kurt Conyers was impressed with his student. Wow, Pete, it's like you're a whole new person.
I feel like one. Mr. Connors.
Peter, you should stay back after class. I have a project I'm working on. It involves, well, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm missing my arm. They both laugh at his little joke. I'm thinking about trying to make another one. Would you help me, Pete?
You know, lizards grow back their limbs. Maybe we can look at that.
Peter, you're a genius. Molecular reconstruction figuration. What a dream. I'd kiss you if I could. Ben was getting frustrated. He wanted to go home and see his friends. But he also wanted to stay here and keep MJ for himself. What a life. Time to visit Strangefort. This is Venom. It holds the bonds of the universe and cells together. Take it if you want to destroy Mysterio. Sounds good, but how do I know I can trust you? I've been friends with your father, Ben. We know each other. One more thing. When you fight Mysterio, get me my gloves. I need them. That's how he was able to invent the multiverse. Good luck, young Peter Parker. Goodbye. Venom. Ben woke up in his bed, sweating. Was it all a dream? Perhaps. Except a tiny black vial was in his hand. Venom. He needed to get this tested. He knew just who to take it to. Ben showed up at Octopus' lab. He needed Octopus to analyze what was within. Peter, Let me see that. He used a strange robot arm to pick it up and put it inside the computer. How do you like my new arms, Pete?
They scare me. What are they for?
Anything and everything, Pete. Oh boy, this was only a theory.
What is it, Doc?
It's venom. It holds the cells of the multiverse together so it doesn't get out of whack.
Is it safe to drink?
Yes, Pete, but drink it here so I can make sure you're safe.
I'm Ben Reilly, not Peter Parker.
You look just like him.
I'm his clone, now down the hatch.
The black ooze slowly dripped out of the bottle and into Ben's mouth, and down deep into his throat. Octopus watched as the slime crept along, causing Peter's neck to twitch. Peter licked his lips and slurped back the rest of the goo. Yum, let me check your vitals. Wow, your blood is pumping and pounding, Pete.
Thanks, Doc. I hope to see you again, in another life, or multiverse.
I love you like a son, Ben. Godspeed. Ben Reilly leaves the lab, leaving a vial of venom behind. The doctor picks it up. There's still a little bit of venom left. Maybe I can replicate it, for the good of the planet. Doc calls Norman Osborn. Norman, I have it. Ben walks outside, starting to feel angry. What was he going to do? Suddenly, Mysterio shows up. I know you have the venom. Give it to me.
No.
Fine, I'll just have to take it myself. Mysterio tries to grab Peter, but Ben gets the one-up on him and gets the gloves back.
Doctor Strange, I have your gloves. Come to me.
Doctor Strange appears and takes back his gloves. The multiverse will be safe in his hands. The two begin to fight. Doctor Strange is able to beat Mysterio and win. During the fight, a cosmic blast causes Ben to enter another dimension. Where was he? He didn't know. Everything got dark and then he became Spider Carnage. Harry Osborn lay in his bed, still in shock from the blast. Norman Osborn creeps into his room, holding a vial of red goo. Harry, my boy, it's time to wake up. When you awaken, you will do my bidding and cause venom. Norman grabs Harry's face and forces his mouth open. Harry moans in protest. Norman takes the slime and shoves it down Harry's throat. Harry's neck twitches as the goo enters his body. Harry tries to throw it up, but Norman covers his mouth. This will be the end of times for Spider-Man.
Charlie's notes. The movies will continue. We just released Spider-Man 4, The Cold Day in Hell on our YouTube channel. We will do another book of the next trilogy. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for being fans.